Good morning. Just like I said after the game yesterday, I thought there were a number of things that we can hone in on when it comes to the positive part of the game. I want to do something a little different, and I want to look at some of the, I don't want to call them negative, but I want to look at some of the things that I think there has to be an improvement just from watching the tape. One thing, we have to tackle better. I can't give you a true number of what it was, but we had a number of missed tackles in that game that we have to improve on. The second quarter, last 3 minutes of the second quarter, we had a fumble. Right, I think we gave up a field goal. We had a pick six, which equated for 10 points, and then coming out of the half, we gave up a long drive, which ended in a field goal. Also, those are things that we have to make sure we get better on. And there are some other things that I'm going to talk to the team about that we got to improve on. But I want to make sure that I articulate those things to you guys, because those are things that we have to get better at. And overall, as a team, I will go back to just how resilient our guys was when it come to getting into that second half, sometime that middle of the third quarter, and finishing it out and giving us a chance to win. At the end of the day, that's what you have to do as a football team. You have to give yourself every opportunity to win a game, and our guys did that. Now, obviously, we didn't close it out at the end. There's some things defensively we got to do a better job of, and I understand that. But we're going to go to work this week and, again, try to make some of those things, try to fix some of those things that we have issues with and try to move forward. So, listen, I'm not shaken by this at all. I have a ton of confidence in the guys that we have. I have a ton of confidence in the coaches that we have. But I do know this, man, we're in a race to improve. All right, we have to do a good job of that. So any questions?
Aaron, as far as the tackling in particular, is it frustrating even more so, because that was something you really made a point of during training camp, and to that, and how do you fix that at this point?
You know what, is continue to emphasize it and continue to talk about how you get yourself in positions, because the one thing that you see when it came to tackling, we was on the ground quite a bit, and it was more or less we was diving instead of running through tackles. So it comes back to emphasizing that. And listen, you can always improve on those things. That's why you practice. Listen, I'm not saying that you go out there and you practice tackling at this point of the season, but man, you make sure every guy gets in position and try to do that. There's a ton of things that every coach in this league try to emphasize, and we hope that every game comes out to where those things show up. But the thing is, you go back to work and you emphasize those things. You do everything you can to get yourself in positions to where you can actually operate the right way.
Aaron, could you update us on the injuries, most specifically Quincy? Is there concern that might be a multiple-week injury? And then where is Justin Fields in the protocol?
Well, this morning we haven't got information just yet. I will get that information right when I leave here. And I'll be able to give you guys an answer to that pretty soon.
Regarding which one?
All those guys.
Aaron, how would you assess how the defense has played overall through 3 games?
There's some things we got to work on, and I understand that. I mean, you can't give up the number of points that we've given up and expect to be just gung-ho about it, and every guy knows that, and we're all a part of that, and we're all going to do everything we can to fix that. And to me, I look at that as just common sense. Listen, we gave up, 34? We gave up 30. And then we end up giving, I think, 22, taking the pick six out. We have to do a better job there. And the defense is the most important thing when it comes to defense is limiting points. And that's one thing that we're struggling with right now. And we have to do a better job of that. So, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to say this. I have total confidence in our defensive staff. I have total confidence in how our guys are going to continue to operate here on out, because of the fact that I know who we got, and I know how our guys are built, and we just got to continue to do those things that help us win games.
Aaron, was there anything on that last drive that jumped out in terms of things you want to highlight to improve on with these guys?
So last drive, you talking about offensively or defensively?
Yeah. Defense, the one where the Bucs went up and scored that game-winning field goal. Yeah,
I mean, I can even go in front of that, and man, just making sure that we're in position to make the plays that we're supposed to make for the most part. And I'm not saying that was every time, but there are certain times that, I didn't think we were in position to make those plays. And, it is what it is. And our guys know that, man, every play is important, especially when you're in a game like that, man, we have to make sure that we're in the right position to go make those plays. So, again, we're going to look at that as a defense. We're going to look at that as a staff, and we're going to talk to those things, and we're going to fix those issues.
Aaron, when Justin Fields gets cleared by doctors to play, will he go back to being the starter?
Say it again.
When Justin Fields gets clearance by the doctors to play, will he go back to being your starter?
Well, we'll talk about that today. As a staff, we'll make sure we come up with the right answer for that. So I know what you're trying to ask, all right, but we'll make sure we talk about that as a staff first and foremost.
So just to be clear, because, sometimes we tend to speculate in the media a little bit.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'm trying to avoid that here.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's up in the air.
So Justin came in as our starter, and he's been our starter. So,
okay.
Listen, Tyrell was a backup. So I want to make sure I know exactly where Justin's at. I don't want to say anything until I know that Justin's clear. So once Justin is clear, I'll let you know exactly where we're going.
And how do you think Tyrod did?
I thought Tyrell did well. Now, there's some things he got to clean up, right? But I thought he did well.
Take a couple more.
So those came about how you played better with tempo in the second half offense?
Hold on, say it again.
Sorry, I'm in the airport. I apologize for any noise. I was saying in the second half, Aaron, there was a lot of talk about playing with tempo on offense.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys can bring into the start of an earlier game? Or was that tempo, the results you were getting offensively, was that more the results of the score of the game and the coverage that they were playing because of that?
Well, I will say there's different versions of tempo for us. And that could be tempo of guys getting out of the huddle really fast and getting lined up. Right, that's one version of tempo that we talk about quite a bit. There's another version of tempo of, man, make sure we're on the ball and we're getting the next play started. So that's one thing that we try to improve on, no matter what, of being able to, man, let's get out the huddle. Let's rush to the ball. Let's make the defense show us exactly what they're going to be in, man, so we can be able to make our adjustment, be able to make the plays we want. And then being able to tempo as far as, man, let's get lined up, let's get on the ball, let the defense, again, show us exactly what they're in so we can make our adjustments and be able to call the right play that we want to get in. But I think that's all been a part of our offense. I thought our guys did a really good job of that yesterday when it needed to be done. And that's something that we got to continue to improve on, in both aspects, as far as out of the huddle and tempo on the ball.
Aaron, there were 7 games yesterday, including yours, decided in the last 3 minutes. And you've been 2 or 3 games have been like that. Seems that's the way the NFL is going.
Yeah.
Now with kickers being better, coaches being more aggressive. What's the key, in your view, to winning games in those final minutes?
Like, those are the things you got to work on in practice as much as possible. I told our guys this during training camp. I think it was 73% of the games were decided by 7 points or less last year. I mean, you just look at our games this year. We've had 2 games that was decided by that. So that's just how this league is. And the teams that are the most resilient, that understand how to play in those situations, are the teams that usually win those situations. But it's my job to make sure that I'll put our guys in those situations in practice. And we do that quite a bit. We just got to get over that hump. Again, we're working to be able to do that. And that's how this league is. And I think that was a great, deal that you just said, because there's a ton of games going to end up like that. And we have to be one of those teams that understand how to squeak those games out. And we're doing everything we can to work on that.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.